Healthcare assistant interview question that is very common. If you are preparing for an interview and you are yet to, you know, you don't know where to start from what I'm about to tell you. This question, why do you want to work in our care home? They can ask you this question in several ways. It can be rephrased, they can twist it in any form. They can ask you this question, why do you want to work in our care home? Listen, this question is direct, but if they twist it this way, if they phrase it, they rephrase it and they ask you, what attracts you to our care home? Or they ask you, what made you choose to apply for a position in our care home? Or they can ask you, how do you see yourself contributing to our care home missions and values? They could also ask you, why do you think you will be a good fit for our care home team? These questions, regardless of how the interviewer put it, it is still asking you, why do you want to work in our care home? They are just trying to find out why you applied to their care home. In other words, why do you want to become a carer? Because you applying to their care home, you are coming to work as a carer, as a caregiver. So why do you want to work as a caregiver? Why do you want to become a caregiver? So regardless of how they put this thing, they are trying to understand why you apply to them. They also want to assess how well your values or your goals aligns with that of their care home, and they also want to see how experienced you are, or they just want to know all these things. So let's go to the answer. Why do you want to work in our care home? So when answering this question, it is best to focus on on those aspects of the care home, the mission of the care home, the goals of the care home, the services they offer. It is good to focus on that. Choose the specific one that aligns with your own skills. Choose the one that aligns with what you like the most. What do I mean? I am coming. If you want to answer this question, those when you are applying for the job, you might not, you will just apply, click submit, but once they send you an invitation inviting you for an interview, this is the time to go and read about the company. Now when you go to their website, you will see their goals. Some of them, they will say teamwork, transparency. It depends on what they put there as their goal. Some of them, they also list the type of services they offer: residential, where they care for the dementia, nursing home. So they list it there as well. So you have to pick something that you feel is particular to you, very specific, aligning with your own goals. What do I mean? Let's answer this question. Why do you want to work in our care home? Now, because you have researched about the care home, now you have to, when you research, you will learn about the care home missions, their values, their services. Now you have to mention, like I said, one specific thing that aligns with what you like. For example, you guys already know I love everything about dementia, and over 90% most home, they've got residents living with dementia. Yeah, so I'll say I like the fact that this home is committed to providing quality and excellent care to their residents, especially residents living with dementia. Dementia is the aspect of care that I love so much. I love to give care to them because I've learned how to care for them and manage them. Okay, so I'm saying this thing because I've gone to their website and I found out there is a place they mentioned about giving care for the dementia residents living with dementia. So I will pick that, make it very, very particular and be specific about that I love caring for residents living with dementia. So because their home also renders such services, I am coming to do the same. I am coming to bring all the experiences I've got had so far on how to manage resident living with dementia. I am bringing it to your care home. I am bringing it to the resident. We are still coming. We move to the next one. Expressing our passion for caregiving. You have to tell them how much you love to offer care to this vulnerable adult. So I would say I genuinely love to care or work with elderly living with dementia or the elderly ones who are vulnerable, because it gives me the opportunity to impact positively in their life. It gives me the opportunity to care for them, make them feel happy, make them feel settled, make them feel very, very familiar with their environment. I love when I see them happy, and I love to see them smile. It gives me fulfillment. It makes me fulfilled, like I have done something very, very special, because they are elderly people. Nothing excites them or interests them anymore. So whenever I try to make something that makes them happy, I feel fulfilled. We are still coming. Now, the next one, you need to highlight your relevant experiences. So you just have to describe, if you have worked before in the care setting, you can tell them that in your previous place of work, you've acquired a skill that helps you to manage them, especially when they are showing challenging behaviors, when they are agitated, unprovoked, that you have learned a good communication skills, de-escalation skills on how to manage them, communicate with them, so that they can be stable whenever they are agitated or becoming more uncomfortable. Okay, now, so you just have to tell them that if they hire you or if they give you opportunity to work with them, that you are coming to bring in your best. I am taking this thing step by step for you to understand what these people are seeking to hear from you. First of all, they want to know how well you have researched about their company. I told us a story. One time I went for a phlebotomy interview at North London. So when I got there, the woman said, the first question she asked me was, why do you want to work with us? What do you know about our company? What do we do? I couldn't answer that question. Why? Because I did not research about them. I was focusing on what I was seeing on YouTube, waiting for them to ask me, how do you draw blood? How do you? No. So they are seeking to know how much you have studied about them, how much you know what they do, and yes, if you have learned what we do, how does it align with what you have or what you are bringing to us? They want to see how passionate you are about the job, how much you love the job. They want to see your relevant skills you are bringing into. Okay, so using these steps, I'm gonna say it in a kind of summary way. If they ask you, why do you want to work in our care home? Why? Can you tell us why you want to work in our care home? Now, for me to answer this question, I will say to them, I love the fact that the care home is committed to providing quality care to residents living with dementia. This is the aspect of care that I value so much, because I love to provide quality care to residents living with dementia. It gives me the opportunity to offer them help, to support them with their day-to-day activities, knowing that without me, they may not be able to achieve what they want to do for the day. So it gives me fulfillment whenever I support them, and seeing them smile, it makes me happy. I genuinely love to care for elderly people, especially the vulnerable ones who are in need of help at every point in time. I love to care for them because it gives me the opportunity to impact positively in their life. I have, in my previous place of work, I have worked with residents, especially those living with dementia. It has given me the opportunity to learn so many skills and ways to manage them, how to communicate with them, how to, especially when they are showing challenging behaviors, agitated, even unprovoked, because yes, they are doing so they don't understand what they are doing. So I've learned skills that help me to master how to communicate with them, how to manage their challenging behavior. So if I am given the opportunity to work with you. I am certain that I am coming to bring my skills, which I've learned in my previous job, into the team and also learn from the team. I don't know if this is hard the way I put it. Why do you want to work in our care home? I like to work in your care home because I've searched and I found out the services you render in your care home aligns with what it aligns with my own goals. It aligns with what I love to do. I love to care for residents living with dementia because um, I love to support them. I love to protect them. I love to care for them. I understand that without me caring for them, supporting them, they may not be able to achieve what they want to achieve, their day-to-day activities. So it gives me the opportunity to impact positively in their life. Whenever I do something for them, or whenever I support them do something and they smile, they are happy, I feel fulfilled. If you give me the opportunity to work in your team, I am bringing in some skills that I have learned in my previous place of work where I worked with residents living with dementia. I am bringing in my good communication skill. I have an excellent communication skill. I have good de-escalation technique that helps me to manage them, especially whenever they are showing signs of challenging behavior or whenever they are agitated.